We always start off with the 4 rules against
Fundamentals of shooting a revolver are identical to the fundamentals of shooting a semi-automatic.
This is a fun drill that I like to do. And it's a great rifle for home defense, for personal protection. Have a great time. So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we? Hi, Asp. This is John with a special Memorial Day edition of Active Self-Protection. You know, for a lot of us, Memorial Day doesn't have the meaning that it used to. We think of it as an opportunity to get out of town with the family for the weekend, maybe have a cookout, maybe go camping or hit the lake. But what is Memorial Day all about? Memorial Day is a day that we remember not our veterans. We have a day for that, Veterans Day. But a day to remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, who died defending freedom both here and abroad. And I would encourage you to think about that this Memorial Day, to respect it, to pay your tribute to those who paid a price that needed to be paid, that you and I don't have to pay that. I served for 8 years in the United States Navy, and in that time, it was pounded into my head that we serve and we protect. You know, when I took the oath of office, when I stood in that enlistment line with a bunch of other kids who didn't know what they were doing, and I held up my hand and it said, I state your name, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Now, it always stood out to me that we don't swear allegiance to a government or to a person, but to a way of doing business, to a constitution. Now, it's not perfect, it's not inerrant, but it's the best one that exists in this world. So I put 10 Roman numerals up here for you to think about this Memorial Day. And I ask it in all seriousness. Of course, you know, if you think about these 10 Roman numerals, you might be able to guess that I'm thinking about the Bill of Rights. Can you name those 10 amendments? Can you name those 10 bills and what they protect? And if you can't, would you think this weekend about maybe sitting down and reading them yourself and thanking God for them? Maybe reading them to your children and saying, you know, men and women have fought and died so that we can have the freedoms that are protected by these. Can you name them? Well, a lot of people can name the First Amendment, but can you name all 5 of the protections? Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, and the redress of grievances. Of course, Second Amendment, oh, those of us here on gun pages, we hold that one near and dear. Third Amendment, can you name what the Third Amendment is? Ooh, maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's quartering of troops, not allowed in time of peace, not allowed in time of war, without proper law. Fourth Amendment protects more than just unreasonable search and seizures, though that's a big deal. Warrantless seizures there as well. Fifth Amendment, about far more than simply self-incrimination. Also about the rights of the accused, about double jeopardy, about eminent domain. So think about that and read it. I bet you hardly anybody could name what the Sixth Amendment is all about. Sixth Amendment preserves our right to a trial by jury. And how about the Seventh? Seventh Amendment says that we have a trial by jury in civil cases as well. Eighth Amendment, can you name it? Cruel and unusual punishment or excessive bail. Ninth Amendment, I think this one is one of the most misunderstood, misused, and completely forgotten amendments in our Bill of Rights. It's the innumerable rights. It's the rights that aren't enumerated in these 10. It says just because they aren't listed here doesn't mean they're not rights that we maintain. There can be other unenumerated rights that we have. And then the 10th Amendment that we hold near and dear as well, that says that any right that's not specifically given to the federal government is reserved to 2 entities, the states and the people. I would encourage you this Memorial Day, get your Google Foo on. Search the Bill of Rights. Hit the Wikipedia page. Read them. Read them to your kids. Spend some time thinking about what Memorial Day really means, and have a great Memorial Day, everyone. God bless you. So everybody, let's go and do some shooting, shall we?